This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
So we were back in the studio with Brent Gove, and he was sharing tips on how to get great deals on a house, or if your house is not selling, how to get that home sold. But let's say you finally get that accepted offer, you finally negotiated, you've gone back and forth, and now that home is in escrow. Well, guess what? Now the buyers get to inspect the property. Brent, you mind sharing us, like, how would you lead a buyer through that inspection process?
Absolutely. By the way, one last tip on getting your home sold or getting a great deal on a purchase.
Yeah.
Get on your knees and pray, man. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I mean, I have laid on my, flat on the ground before the Lord. And so that's a secret tip right there. But it's real. It says in Proverbs, prayer is powerful and effective. So I would definitely make your requests before the Lord. So just a little side tip there.
Love it.
Okay, home inspections. Basically, I like to prepare people. You are paying a professional home inspector to praise the home and tell you how awesome it is. I mean, it's nice to hear that. Or would you like to have them actually, if there's something seriously wrong with the roof, would you like to know? If there's, 17 bad windows out of 40 windows, would you like to know? If there's a problem with the foundation, why are you hiring this home inspector? They can glad hand you and say, oh, it's great, it's fine home, yeah. Or you paying them to find the problems. And by the way, they don't like getting sued. They don't like getting taken to court. They are experts at going through the electrical, the plumbing systems, all the appliances, except for, the washer, dryer, and fridge. Those are considered personal property. But they will check the oven. They'll put it, like weird stuff like, I would never think to put a thermostat in the oven, set it to 350, come back in 30 minutes and see if the thermostat matches that. A lot of ovens, you're like, why doesn't the turkey get done? Because I had it at 350. Well, your oven only heats to 280. Did you ever put a thermostat in there and see if the thermostat matches the 350? Sometimes the heating elements, I don't think about. Home inspectors think this way.
Yep. And
they're checking your smoke detectors and your carbon monoxide detectors. Make sure your family's safe. They're checking the wiring. Is there a rat's nest of wiring in the attic where you can't see? It can spark and start a fire. So here's the bottom line. These guys are good, and they're gonna tear that house apart, and it scares buyers. They freak out. They're like, oh my gosh, whoa, there's a lot going on. Hey, listen to me, you're not buying a brand new home. And by the way, brand new homes, they find wiring, plumbing, chimney issues in brand new homes. So yeah, he's going to give you a list of things, but remember this, you're looking for the big things. Is the HVAC system bad, which is heating and air conditioning? Is the roof bad? Are the windows bad? Is the foundation bad? They're going to find cracked tiles, a leaky faucet, a sprinkler that's busted, or maybe it's hitting the fence, which will cause dry rot on the fence, or it's actually hitting the house, which is not good for the house. We just take the sprinkler and you turn it by hand. You can replace a tile. Even I could do that. I've never done it, but I imagine it can't be that tough. Get some grout and fix a leak or whatever. I'm definitely the guy who calls a handyman to do everything. Let's be honest. But yeah. So I think don't get freaked out. They're going to give you a stack. I always tell my wife, they're going to come back and give you a big list, and this is what you want, but be ready. It's going to be bad, and it doesn't matter what home you pick, you probably won't want to buy it after you see the home inspection because they're going to scare the bejeebies out of you. So just prepare them mentally. Just take a breath. It's going to be pages of stuff they find, but caulking on the shower. I could do that myself, right? The smoke detector's broke. I can go to Home Depot and buy a new smoke detector. Light bulb's out on the rear porch. Go get a light bulb. The garage door sensor's overreacting or blah, blah, blah. These are little things. You're looking for the big things. And then, because the rougher the house, the more stuff they're going to find, but the rougher the house, the better price you get.
Exactly.
My kids bought a home, and I'll give it back to you, in Rockland. It was worth $300,000. Now, this is like 6 years ago, but it's worth $300,000. I told the guy this home's worth $300,000, and they bought it for $235,000. I mean, instantly they had $65,000 of equity instantly, and then they fixed it up, and it was a chicken coop. I mean, they painted it. We put carpet in it. They bought toilets and ceiling fans and a new oven and dishwasher. Oh, it cost so much money. A toilet's $180. A ceiling fan's $110. You buy two of them, times 2. A dishwasher's $497. A good oven can be $597 on sale, maybe $697. These are not super costly things, and you could do the dishes by hand until you can afford the $499 for the dishwasher. I'm not saying everyone's made of money, but these are simple fixes. That home right now is worth about I would say $75,000. 6 years later, and they paid $235,000. You know what their payment is? It's $1,400 a month. You know what it'll be in 10 years? $1,400 a month. You know what it'll be in 15 years? $1,400 a month. You know where the rents will be? It's already for a home like that, $3,000 a month, and they'd line up 30 deep. Renting is not the answer, but don't let a home inspection scare you away from the deal of a lifetime. That's my advice.
And you bring up some good points. We always tell clients before they get the home inspection report, like if we're representing the buyers, hey, it's gonna scare you. You're gonna wonder, how is this house even standing? Is it even legal to live in here? Is it safe for my family and kids? We're gonna walk you through this, and let's focus on the health and safety things. So those are things that maybe a lender is gonna require to be completed prior to close. It's not gonna be like a honeydew thing, like caulking, chips, tile, things like that. But we're gonna focus on the health and safety things, so that way you're safe and secure in this home with your family. And the flip side of that is the seller's perspective, because now you're submitting to them this list of repairs, and they're going to see this huge whole list. Like, you want to be respectful of their situation as well. You don't want to blow up the deal over a cracked tile. But here's the thing. Those sellers are going to have to disclose moving forward all these issues that are now in these reports now that you've given it to them. So it's in the seller's best interest also to come to terms with you. So just make sure you're not over asking, but make sure that you are doing what's right for you and your family, and that you can get a good loan on that property.
So good. There's nothing wrong with asking. They say no, you can still push forward.
Correct.
Hey, quick thing. Do you actually get a copy of today's show, John?
I do.
And if someone were to ask for it, could they get a copy from you if they contacted Made for More Realty?
Without a doubt.
Okay, so here's the deal. Write this down or make a mental note. You must, not kind of, should have, sort of, maybe, you must participate in your own rescue. If you're renting a home, all financial wealth in the United States of America starts with people will take it all the way back to when they bought their first home. And so you need to buy a home, and that means you need to study. I'm not sure how to do it. Write this down. Ignorance is not bliss. They say ignorance is bliss. No, it is not. Ignorance is not bliss. You will pay the dumb tax. Not buying a home 5 years ago, 3 years ago was a dumb thing not to do. Well, I didn't know how to do it. It's because you're ignorant. So study it. Get today's show. Listen to it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Start watching Pace Morby on YouTube. Study it. You could buy a home. It's so much easier to buy a home than rent a home. Think about it. You rent a home, you're fighting with 10, 20, 30 50 other people that want to rent that home or apartment. And then the landlord wants first, last, security deposit. So if it's, let's say you get a deal, $2,000 a month. So first and last is $4,000. You got a pet? Oh no, that's $5,000. You move in, you $5,000 the day you move in. 30 days later, what's due again? The rent, $2,000. So it's 5 plus 2 is $7,000. When you buy a home, I can hand you the keys and you don't have to make a payment for 2 months. And you could get 100% financing through USDA, and you could get the seller to pay the closing costs. Well, it's hard to do. It's because your agent isn't any good. It's easy to do. Now listen to me. It's easier to buy a home than rent a home. You could own a home. You could paint the wall, put a garden in, have some pride of ownership, get tax benefits, $400, $500, $600, $700 a month, depending upon your situation, easily a pay rise that takes out of that payment. You could, my daughter bought a home with my son. They bought it together. My older daughter and son bought a home together 6 years ago, and they have hundreds of thousands of dollars of equity because their friends did nothing. They rented apartments. Their friends are still broke, and they still don't own homes, and the prices have skyrocketed. And they have a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in Rockland. With the backyard, you can put 3 pools in the backyard, pine trees across the room for RV access, boat. I mean, this thing would go $575 like in a second. And you know what? So get creative. Maybe you can't buy it yourself. Buy it with a friend. Buy it with a sibling. Buy it with someone. Get your foot in this game. Call John Jennings and Valerie from Made for More Realty. Get a copy of today's talk. Listen to it 4 or 5 times. Educate yourself. Ignorance is not bliss. Stop paying the dumb tax.
So speaking of the dumb tax, guys, it is so easy to get information. Like, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Like, and stop trying to figure out, like, how am I going to figure out this information? Identify who has the information and how you can contact them. So you can reach out to us anytime at madeformorerealty.com. We are the who. We sell a home on average every 3 days. We help lots of families. We'd be honored to help you. And for those of you who are still on the fence and thinking, man, I just don't know if it's a good time for me or my family, or what if the economy doesn't recover? What if home prices crash? What if interest rates, stay high? Like if you are what ifing yourself out of a home ownership, a purchase, know that when you come to us, we are going to handle that. It's not what if, it's even if. We're going to keep you protected under any scenario. So even if the economy doesn't recover, you're going to be safe with that purchase. Even if interest rates stay high, even if prices fall, you are going to be protected. So please just reach out to us at madeformorerealty.com so we can help you in any situation.
So obviously, I don't have to tell you that during the holiday season, you are extra busy with so many things to do, so many events to go to. You don't have time to think about all the things you need to do to sell your home. So Johnny Jennings, our good friend with Made for More Realty, he's made it simple, easy, like he did for Sabrina, who wanted a cash offer for her home. So he brought her a dream offer. She accepted it and was even able to stay in her home after closing so she could make a smooth move to her next home. That's what they do. They make things fast, easy, and simple at Made for More Realty.
Yeah, just one of the many reasons they've been voted the #1 team in Roseville for the past 3 years. There are so many reasons why they have over 800 5-star reviews. So, you expect more, get more with Johnny Jennings and the Tom Daves team at Made for More Realty. Just Google Made for More Realty today and get more for your home. License number 1982171.